Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Alive, dwelling in the garden, Saigon, and some nap. Welcome to the Stickman Show. It's turtle time. It's always now. Let's check out the title. Don't Shoot the Messenger. The Truth in Plain Sight. The Gopher's Tale. Yes, they call me Rodney Josephson, the Stickman. Before we get into the story, let's like and subscribe. Why not? No, let's check out the plants. I'm here in the garden, here in Saigon, just relaxing, and things come into my mind. What do I discuss? Well, things that will help everyone out. So I hope you just get my ideas, just imagine what I'm going to think about, talk about here, and hang in there. Get to the end to get the full message. So, okay, let's get into it. I'd like you to, contemplate or imagine, what is the environment telling us? What are gophers trying to tell us? For example, gopher, or any animals, what are they trying to tell us? Like I said, don't shoot the messenger. So anyhow, there's a lot of information out there that people are trying to, or things are telling us, but we ignore them. Basically we ignore things. However, if we observe, try to connect the dots, accept what we have observed, connected, and understood. Now we can reject them as well, or we can be indifferent and just let it go. The main thing is to learn from that. It's like an inner knowing of what has happened or taken place. So before I get into the story, think of it this way: we have it's a fractal. So this is the gopher story, but the big picture is also there too. It's a fractal. So anyhow, I was driving along, and I pulled off to get fuel, gasoline, and so anyway, I walked from the pumps along the sidewalk, and I come along near a tree, and there were a bunch of piles of dirt, and I look down and I see a little gopher sticking its head up, and I thought, boy, that's awesome, that's cool. So I stood there maybe 10 minutes just watching the gopher sticking its head out, kick some dirt out, go back down, come back out, kick it. He had 7 or 8 piles around the base of the tree. I guess no one wanted to get rid of it or kill it. Unfortunately, people want to do that. Anyway, so the gopher was sticking his head out, and I was very excited to watch this. And I was just thinking, all these piles of dirt, they might be called tailings or spoil, depending on what's going on. And obviously he's digging tunnels. And how big and how far are the tunnels, who knows? But it's a mining operation. And that's the story here. So after this fuel stop and watching the gopher, it was late in the afternoon in Arizona. So I'm driving along on the main highway, and then I got off onto a 2-lane road. And so I'm driving along, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours from that stop. I'm driving along, no one out there, and I'm just observing or looking outside, as I'm driving. Nothing else to do. And I'm looking around going, man, this is weird. Something's, making me think. And I'm looking to my left, and I see, I think there was a sign that said XYZ, mining. And I'm looking at these hills, or piles, I should say piles. And I'm thinking, damn, this looks familiar. And I remembered my good old Gopher. Because these piles were just like the Gopher, all about the same type of angle of repose, same type of shape, and just scattered around. No exact pattern, just various piles, different places. And as I drove, the bigger they got. I mean, these things were big. Maybe 1,000 feet or 300 meters tall. Big. Maybe even bigger. And so, of course, it would look like there were valleys between these things, but these were erected through mining. And so I drove and I drove and I drove and I drove and I drove. This is an industrial mining operation. This is obviously, because there was a sign that says, blah, blah mines. They're mining silver, copper, gold, other materials. But Arizona is a copper state, the majority. And as far as the eye could see, I could see the same patterns. As far as my eyes could see, and as far as I drove, they were there, in every direction. Yes, there were some so-called mountains further off in the back, but these are mining piles of spoil or tailings. So, based on the size of these things and the vastness, how many tunnels and how deep are those tunnels, and for how long have they been digging in those tunnels? Well, turtle knows. So basically what the idea of this message is, when you are aware of what's going on in any given moment, the day, especially from animals, they're telling you something. And the more aware you are in your present condition, the more you're willing to accept what you are existing in and then put pieces together. If you don't like nature, obviously you wouldn't have seen that, would you? And you wouldn't have seen that. You don't like animals, If you're scrolling on your phone or listening to loud music disturbing your brains, the messengers won't be heard or seen. You'll have a different message, a manufactured message. So, again, everything is giving a message. The question is, are you tuning in to be able to see it, connect the dots, accept what's going on, reject what's going on, or be indifferent, and learn from that. It's the inner knowing, as the Gnostics would say. Everything is a fractal of the all. And yeah, I think this is my message here. You know, you got to relax and get back to nature and figure things out. Then the whole world is seen in a different light. You'll see that, hey man, there's a lot more of this going on than they told us. You know, the Grand Canyon and all that. Definitely mining operations all over the place. No matter which country I've been to and I've observed, these are machined or industrial mining or machine-based operations that are cutting, digging, and transforming the so-called earth. It's not natural by so-called wind or a storm. So that's my observation. That's what the turtle man told me. That's what the stick man told me, and that's what the gopher told me. That's the gopher's tale. So I'm going to end it on that. Just remember, don't shoot the messenger. Process it and deal with it. Thank you. I think they're going to end it there. Alive, dwelling in the garden, Saigon. It's now. Ciao.